Tennessee. This crowd here fired up for football as a moment ago their Titans were introduced. This should be a good one as the Titans get set to match up with the Buffalo Bills. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. On the ground, this is Derrick Henry. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. This defense for the Bills, they were terrific last week in the victory over Kansas City.
I have to admit, I was extremely impressed by what I saw on tape because they stayed in the face of the quarterback the entire game, ended up getting 4 sacks total, and made it difficult for him to step up and find receivers downfield. Also made it hard for him to escape the pocket and run.
A 3-yard pickup on 2nd and 4. Now they'll need to convert here on 3rd and a little more than a yard. Now a play fake, and it's Tannehill. Toward the sideline. Did he keep the feet in? Yes, he got him both down, says the sign judge, and that's good enough for a first down. Defense was thinking run, and they're dealt a pass of just under 20 yards. A first down carry for Henry, and he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. Tackle made there by Matt Milano. Well, this defense for the Bills, they were terrific last week in the victory over Kansas City.
And as in any game, takeaways are always a big key. They're always discussed on defense. There's an emphasis there, and they came away with 3 interceptions in that game.
From the 45 on 2nd down, Tannehill. That's complete to his tight end, Ferkser. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. The Titans efficient passing on this drive. There's another first down. And, Charles, this defense, they know that they've got their work cut out for them. Here's a quarterback coming off a game in which he threw 4 touchdowns. They've watched the tape all week. They've seen it, but what can they do differently?
I think they've got to approach it like a pitcher facing a really hot batter. Get him uncomfortable in the box. Change speeds, change locations, change the pitches you throw at him. So show different coverages. Blitz sometimes, drop back other times. Just don't let him get comfortable or let him get into rhythm.
A run there with Henry as he gets forward only for about 3. 2nd down coming up.
That play reminded me a lot of a former teammate of mine. We used to call him the trash man. His ability to sift through traffic and make plays was uncanny.
And that's exactly what you want from your Mike linebacker. On 2nd and 7, Tannehill. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Jordan Poyer. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Well, that is a quick lesson on how difficult this defense is to throw against. An interception on their initial drive of the ball game.
Now we know why their offensive staff spent the entire week awake trying to prepare for this one, because you can't totally shy away from throwing the football. But at the same time, you're looking at them and going, where are the weaknesses? How are we going to move it?
One of the top defenses in the NFL for a reason. We just saw one example right there. And he'll be out of bounds at the 25-yard line. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Throwing now is Allen. That's caught by his tight end, Dawson Knox. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. Give him 18 on that one as the Bills are going to have a first down.
I like this young guy out of Ole Miss in his 3rd year with Buffalo. Prototypical size for a tight end, 6'4", 254. I thought 2020 would be a big year for him. I do think it will happen in 2021.
Going deep for Diggs, and he's got it. What a catch on the sideline. An excellent gain, 35 yards. Running out of the gun here, Breida. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. This is Breida. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Matt Breida with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Bills have taken the early lead. So it was the passing game that got him down here, but closer to the goal line, it's the running game that gets him home.
Certainly appears that they lulled the defense into thinking that the passing game was going to be it the entire drive. Nice change up there going to the running game to get him over the goal line.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Tennessee offense about set and ready to go. And the interception thrown in the red zone last time. We'll see if they can rebound.
I just have to think the last thing he said as they went back out there was, don't do that again. What do you think?
What do you think?
Yeah, I think that. I think that not only did he say that, but he also told him, let's put it in the end zone that it's supposed to be in, all right? The end zone we're trying to score. I know we're being a little bit facetious here, but the bottom line is take care of the football, and everything else should flow from there.
Quick lesson, never ask the play-by-play guy a question.
Hey, you're my partner. I know you're right there with me.
Tannehill hooking up with Reynolds for a Titan first. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Tannehill going to turn and give this to Henry. Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40. Well, this defense for the Bills, they were terrific last week in the victory over Kansas City.
And the big difference in the ball game, their ability to force turnovers, 3 of them, in fact. Being able to take the ball away, give it back to their offense, that's something that's emphasized each and every week, and they carried it out.
Now a man open down the middle of the field. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47. Well, this defense for the Bills, they were terrific last week in the victory over Kansas City.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape that I saw last game. This team does a nice job of getting their opponents on the ground.
On 1st and 10, Tannehill. Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jordan Poyer, and they will take over at the 26-yard line. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And they entered play on a 2-game win streak, and then they've got the open date on their schedule next week. So this is a group that's really looking to hit the break on a high note.
And this will obviously be a tough game for them, but go ahead and play this out with me, partner. If they win here and make it 3 in a row, they get to heal up after that. You've got to think that's an ideal setup and a worthy goal to play for in this one.
Second and 9. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. Still 9 remaining on 2nd down. Here's a handoff left side to Breida. And not much. Maybe a yard up to the 29.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a force of nature at the defensive tackle position. Yes, he's as big as they come, but still plenty agile. He's able to make a nice play there to swallow up the ball carrier.
Throwing is Allen on 3rd. Escaping the pressure right. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. With nowhere to throw it, decided to scramble, and a nice job, CD. Got the yardage that he needed.
Yeah, and his teammates are certainly going to appreciate that effort, even if his coaches don't, because they would have wanted him to slide and protect himself. But he chose team gain over personal protection.
It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. From the gun, it's Allen. He'll rifle this one deep right side. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And they're going to have this all the way down deep into Tennessee territory. Every defensive staff harps on limiting explosive plays. Job not so well done there.
Yeah, they talk about it all the time. A lot harder to stop, though, isn't it? And when you think of an explosive play, most offensive staffs define them as passes of 20 or more yards and runs of 15 or more yards.
They went zooming past that number there. 48 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries.
Well, if they continue to run the football this strong, right up the middle, I don't know if they can wait till halftime to make adjustments. They better find a way to get it done series to series. I don't know if they need to sub some guys out, bring in extra people, maybe change what they're doing on the defensive side of the ball. But right now, they're running the ball very well right at them and right up the middle.
Breida. And after the good game last play, this time they say, as he's going to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 4 on the first down play. Back at the 5-yard line now, 2nd and goal. Here's a toss right side for Breida. And he is into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Matt Breida, his 2nd touchdown of the game and his 9th on the year. And the Bills will extend their lead. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And it's now 14-0. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. Taken at the goal line. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. To this point, the results have not been good. 2 possessions, 2 turnovers.
And that's obviously something that can't continue, but to go a little bit deeper on that one, I would think about some play calls now, not even necessarily to my best player, but to someone I can trust with the ball. Try and get things settled down a little bit.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Derrick Henry, and he'll just get back to the line of scrimmage, if that. And with a flag on the field, and that one looks to be in the area where someone was held. They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. 10th carry now for Derrick Henry. And Henry's hit. He lost the football. Now this is picked up by the Bills. And this is going to be brought back for a Bills touchdown. This first half has been a nightmare for that offense. Defense just dominating them.
And when you're picking up the ball, picking up their mistakes, and taking it the other way and putting it in the end zone, that's a defense's dream. They're having that type of a game.
Everything that can go wrong has gone wrong for this offensive unit. This fielded right at the goal line. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. Tennessee offense about set and ready to go.
And in just about every game we see, partner, what do when we look at the stat sheet? We go right to
the turnover differential.
Without a doubt, because when we see that, that pretty much tells the tale of the game. And I know there's still plenty of time to go, but you've got to take care of the football in order to win it.
That catch good for only a couple. Got it here at the 29 on 2nd and 8. Running left, it's Henry. Fighting his way through contact. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. Give him 16 yards there, a Tennessee 1st down. Now it's Henry. Jordan Poyer, the league's leading tackler among safeties last year, in to make the stop.
He's definitely tough to get down. We just saw it right there. But how about what we did see? Pursuit, wrap up, and then the big finish with the tackle.
On second down, it's Henry. 1:57 to go in this first half on EA Sports. A reminder coming up just a few minutes from now, we'll send you to Jonathan Coachman and our crew in Orlando. Coach will have a look back at some of the stats and scores from yesterday's action. Looking deep downfield. And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete.
Love the idea, love the concept, but you got to leave a little room on the sideline so he can fade into it when he makes the catch. That was thrown too close to it for the receiver to make a play.
On fourth down, here's Brett Kern to punt the football away. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And this one's out of bounds. Should be inside the 10, I think it is, at the 6-yard line. The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game, but this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football, because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. There's really no reason to change what they've been doing to this point. They've got the lead. They've looked good this first half.
I agree with you totally, and a lot of coordinators, play callers feel exactly the same way. Until you stop what I'm doing, why should I make any changes? But there are a few that kind of outguess themselves or try to outguess the opponent, and they try to consider what they would do to take things away and go to those plays right away. It'll be fun to watch when they get to the second half to see which way they go.
Yeah, but to this point, it certainly hasn't been broke. We'll see if they try to fix anything. On second down, a run with Breida. And able to get it here to about the 16-yard line. 56 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot.
Now that's the way to do it. Hand it to someone with vision and good footwork, and add a little bit of power, and you find a way to pick up first downs.
Now it's Breida. Little power on the move that time, but still tackled shy of the 20. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
Flush to his right, and that one will fall incomplete. Clock here now just under 30 seconds to go in this first half. Cole Beasley the intended target, but now it'll be third down. Here's Allen to throw it. Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Dane Cruikshank.
So first thing that crossed my mind is why didn't they just sit on the lead and take it to the locker room? They're in good shape.
Absolutely, and from this spot on the field, now you've given the other side a chance for points here going into intermission.
Yeah, you changed the momentum of the game, and it's something you did not need to do.
The Titans going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Back to throw, Tannehill. He wants Reynolds way downfield. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. Touchdown! Josh Reynolds in the final seconds of the first half. And the Titans are able to cut into this lead in the final seconds of the first half. Extra point up and good by Bullock. And the lead will be cut down to 14. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And you wonder if with Allen's arm, they might just take their chances by dialing up a long one. Oh, Allen cannot get away, and down he goes. And this offense going to elect to burn a timeout with 5 seconds remaining in quarter number 2. And they line up now for what will likely be the last play of the first half. A final shot before half for Allen. Going deep for Diggs. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked by Kevin Byard. And he will be brought down as time has now run out on this first half of action. So we've reached halftime with the visiting Bills taking the lead to the locker room. As we'll send you down to Orlando and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Bills with the lead, and they'll get the football first as the second half is underway. Isaiah McKenzie now on the return. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20.
At their own 18-yard line.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And, Charles, they've got the lead. I would imagine the overall halftime tone was a positive one, but what do you think the talking points were in the locker room?
Well, if there were 3 talking points at the half, partner, all of them were about turnovers because they were pretty loose with the ball. Otherwise, this lead could be even bigger. Now, I don't think that they overly harped on it, but I think they told them, guys, if you want to keep calling those plays that are exciting, you got to take care of the ball. Otherwise, we may have to dial things back a little bit.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
Now on 2nd and 13, Allen. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Picked by Kevin Byard. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Did I just see what I thought I saw? Did I just see what I thought? That had to be. Come on, say it for me. Say it for me. Who picked up that pass?
The free safety.
Oh, you got to have those great skills back there. Eyes, anticipation, great hands. And, of course, how about the fluid moves afterwards to take it all the way to the house?
Sounds like you're watching your old game film up here in your head.
You know, that's the dream I had of being that player. I just never was.
And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And fresh off the pick 6, they've got to forget about that quickly.
In this case now, the guy throwing the ball, he's got to be like what we talk about with defensive backs who get beat for a long touchdown. Short-term memory, right back out there doing the things that he does best, and knowing that taking care of the ball is paramount. Here's his opportunity.
It all comes back to those defensive backs for the former DB, right?
I don't know where that comes from. It just kind of emerges out of me for some reason.
It's deep in there, right? Got an extra defensive back out there for the Titans now here for 3rd down. Here's Allen. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off by Janoris Jenkins. And the return will stop right around the 25. So, my goodness, I wouldn't have thought this possible not too long ago, but that turnover there means we have a game again.
Yeah, it's been a completely different team here in the second half. I just wonder on the other side of the field, where the starters telling the backups, get ready, you're going to get some playing time. And now guess what? Hope they didn't cut the tape off of their wrists and ankles. They've got to go back out there and play.
Second down and 3. They'll run it again with Henry. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. 83 yards rushing now for the NFL leader coming into this ball game.
And Derrick Henry with the ball in his hands, what a sight to behold, because power and speed involved in every touch for him. Coming off another spectacular season with the Titans, he became the first since LaDainian Tomlinson in 2006 and 2007 to win 2 straight rushing titles, and he did it with style too. Just the 8th man to top 2,000 yards and the first since Adrian Peterson in 2012. He has his sights set on another 2,000-yard season.
2nd and 6. No, scratch that. 2nd and 7. And the busy night for Henry continues. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. It'll be a 2-yard gain, and that'll bring up a 3rd down.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Micah Hyde. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. Only a couple there as he'll be brought down about the 28.
Whenever we talk about the best strong safeties, one word constantly comes up, and that's instincts. Being able to diagnose run or pass and make the appropriate moves.
He crashed down hard there. He was ready for that running play. Try to pick this up on the ground with Breida. And he will have the first down, but he winds up paying for it pretty good.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Now a give running left is Breida. Rashaan Evans out of Alabama had the tackle defensively.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
Now a throw complete to his fullback out of the backfield. And he'll be out of bounds up near the 45 at the 44. 9 yards the pickup there, and it's a first down.
Well, they've certainly spread the ball around so far, but they're definitely getting everyone involved now when you're throwing it to the fullback. Just shows how versatile this offense is and how everyone is a threat.
A pair of first downs gives them a 1st and 10 up at the 44. Now a give to Breida. Bringing him down defensively, Jayon Brown.
Well, sometimes as a running back, you've got to be able to improvise when the hole's not where you expect it to be. But in this case, there wasn't any improvisation that he could do that was going to work. Kind of like if you're trying to be a comedian on open mic night at the Improv and you run into a tough crowd.
All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's 3rd down.
They brought the blitz that time, and I thought they were going to get to him, but instead, he flipped it on its ear and ended up picking up positive yardage.
I thought he was dead to rights, but you are exactly correct, sir. Able to turn that into a positive gain. Allen now looks to throw. Oh, Allen cannot get away, and down he goes. Bud Dupree able to get him down for a loss of 11, and it brings up 4th down. The Bills send the punter out as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, and what's interesting is, what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence that he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do. 2nd down, they go again with Henry. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. 1 quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Tannehill with a play fake to Henry. He'll throw instead. Looking downfield for Jones. And this is caught inside the 5. And he takes it down deep into enemy territory. Well, he's been doing this for a lot of years, and the arm strength still there, and he showed it off on that one.
I'm really not sure what was more impressive about that throw. Was it the distance traveled or the accuracy involved? Because I'm going to tell you straight up, when you're trying to hit a guy in stride that far downfield, there's nothing easy about it, but he sure made it look easy there.
And that one, and even 60 yards in the air. Wow. We are set up for a fantastic finish now. A 4th quarter touchdown here. We're an extra point away from a tied football game.
And I know they're thinking about possibly going for 2, but I'd go ahead and kick this one and just get it back to level.
Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And partner, we've got a tie game here in the 4th. A couple of teams locked into a good one here. 21-all the score as the kick's away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. Well, they just gave up the score to tie it. That's the bad news. The good news, plenty of time in this 4th quarter to try to grab that lead back. Pass complete here to Sanders. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick 1st down. Some pretty good games all weekend. We may have saved the best for last. This Monday night game has been a dandy. On 1st down, here's Breida. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Now Allen. On the slant, he's got Sanders. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. Allen to the veteran Sanders for the Buffalo first.
And he's in his 12th NFL season, and he's crafty, he's savvy, he's a guy who competes for the ball. 61 catches with New Orleans last year. Very happy to be in Buffalo. A big reason why? The young quarterback, Josh Allen.
On the handoff, this is Breida. And he's up over midfield and down into Tennessee territory. Kevin Byard up to make the tackle.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground. But I think the play gets made by the defensive front. Because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
Allen with a throw caught by Diggs. Oh, no, he lost the football. It's picked up by the Titans. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, so much for the 4-minute offense. They were trying to reduce the clock, get in position to win the game, and leave no time for them to come back and catch them. And guess what? They turned the ball over. Yeah, I mean, they had it all set up for themselves, and they let it get away.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
On 2nd and 11 now. Tannehill. He's going deep for Brown. It got his man complete. And they finally get him down, but not before he reaches the 34. A first down carry for Henry. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Micah Hyde. And a great return as they're finally able to take him down. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offense coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
And he'll take this across the 25 before going out of bounds. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. First down. Out of the shotgun, Breida. And he's going to have a Bills first down as the tackle made just shy of the 40.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
So up through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. Throwing on first down is Allen. He'll dump this down to Matt Breida. And he'll get nothing out of that one. Not able to go anywhere that time. 2nd down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. To throw again on 2nd down. Allen. Check down to Breida. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. So it's Bills football here as we get you reset. And they're facing a big 3rd down now in this tie ball game. And this is thrown to the sideline. No receiver in the area, though, and that's going to bring out a flag. Now, if you're going to get rid of it, you better get outside the pocket.
Yeah, you have to get outside of that tackle-to-tackle box, right? Get out there, and then you can do it legally, but he wasn't able to do so, and they end up losing the down as well.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. 39 yards on the punt, just 2 on the return, and it'll be Titan football. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground. It's Derrick Henry. And forget that 100-yard rushing game, at least for the moment, as he'll lose yardage here and fall back under the century mark for the game. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12.
Hey. What we got?
Tannehill. To Henry. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to third down. Nothing open downfield. They went underneath.
Hey, see if you can get it to your running back. See if you can make someone miss in the open field.
Throwing Tannehill. Over the middle here to Brown. The Titans going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in the fourth. They'll run on first down. Henry. And they'll wind up getting this to the 37. Gain of 9.
Partner, they're clearly saving those timeouts, but they still have to work with some urgency to put themselves in the right position.
Here's second and a yard. Now before this second down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout as the clock stops with 23 seconds to go in the game. They'll come up now on second and a yard. Again, it's Henry. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. Now the Titans will use their third and final timeout as they get it with just 19 seconds left on the clock. Now Tannehill. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Yes, folks, that is his third interception, and I'm going to use one of the most overused phrases in football. He's a ball-hawking safety.
I love the way that you called for the shot there. That's perfect, though, because there is something to that. Being a safety often allows you freedom to roam around the defense, maybe not a specific assignment. Today, his assignment, find the football, and he's done so quite well.
Here's Allen. That'll be complete to Breida. And here come the whistles and a timeout with 7 seconds left. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Now Allen. And that is incomplete.
Incomplete pass there is probably the best scenario going because if he catches the football, clock's probably going to run out in that situation.
Second and 10 from the 33-yard line. Allen. Here we go. This to avoid overtime. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Bills come to the line to start their next drive. Except for their first drive here in overtime. And this is where the crowd can really become a factor.
They've had to battle it all day, but I know what you're saying. In overtime, that gets doubled, doesn't it? At least, because now the crowd really wants to be involved and help their team. And that first drive can dictate the whole thing because they know if this team takes it downfield and scores a touchdown, it's game over.
It's been loud in here so far.
That's a really nice, tough run inside, and they gained 5 yards on it. And to be frank about it, most offenses don't expect to get 5 yards on a play call like that. So when they do, they go back to their huddle with a little pep in their steps. They're starting to think that they're starting to dominate the line of scrimmage.
They run again with Breida. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. 106 yards rushing for him now as he is just trying to will his guys to an overtime victory.
First down, Bills.
Running out of the gun here, Breida. Danico Autry is in on the stop.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. They run with Breida. A gain of 2 there on the heels of a 1-yard pickup on first.
Now, that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater. He just made a great play there.
What will they draw up to try to keep this opening drive of overtime moving? 3rd and 7. First throw of overtime for Allen. He completes it to the tight end Knox. And he is going to have a Bills first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. A strong 8 yards will keep this drive rolling. So operating from Tennessee territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. And he'll get this down only to about the 46.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. 2 minutes left in this overtime session, and still all tied. Second and 8 coming up. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Breida. And still about 3 yards shy of a first as the 4-yard pickup brings it to 3rd down.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Allen finding Knox there, complete. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Titans' 31-yard line. Give them 11 yards that time and a new set of downs. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. This is Breida. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down. They've had some success here in overtime in this opening drive running the football. Right back to that well.
And why not? When you have that kind of success, make them stop you, and until they do, keep going back to that well you just spoke about. I think there's more water there and available to them.
Here's Breida. And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. But I know you, with every carry, especially in overtime, you're just saying, if you're that ball carrier, hold on to the football.
Hold on to it, protect it, but not necessarily settling, because you're trying to get to the end zone. You're trying to end the game right here. And I know the defensive guys poking, clawing, raking, trying to knock the ball free and protect their end zone.
Yeah, like you alluded to, especially this part of the field. So a big play in this opening drive of overtime. Now looking at a 3rd and 3. Here's a toss right side for Breida. And he'll be taken down near the 20 at the 21. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. It'll be their 2nd and final timeout, remember, here in overtime. We'll be back. The kick by Bass is good, and the Bills have taken the lead. They're able to put 3 on the board here on the opening drive of OT, and now up to their defense to try and see if they can hold this one.
I like how you framed it up, because obviously this game is not over, right? They go down and kick a field goal, then we head to sudden death. But if the defense can hold, take the ball away, turn it over on downs, this game's over.
Tennessee offense about set and ready to go. The field goal would push it to sudden death. We just saw the field goal on the other end, but I don't think they are thinking field goal. At least not to start this drive. They're not thinking field goal.
Not at all, because your point is well taken. Yeah, kick the field goal, you push it to sudden death, but you're also kicking off and giving the other team the ball with a chance to kick a field goal and beat you. Get the touchdown, finish the game off. That has to be the mindset.
2nd and 10.
49, guys. Mike, 49.
Here's Tannehill. Brown has the first down and much more as he'll get this one up to the 44-yard line. Charles, you get into these overtime situations, that's not a bad guy to dial into.
Well, when you have to have plays, especially in a spot as you just described, we're in OT, you've got to go to the guys you can trust and you know are going to make the plays. Well, they say, it's not the X's and the O's, it's the Jimmies and the Joes.
Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end, but they couldn't get it done. However, we were treated to really a spectacular affair.
Even though they didn't finish it off, you're exactly right. They took us down to the last play. We're still, you're wondering, could it happen? Possibly, even though we both knew it was a long shot.
So for the Bills, their good start continues as they get their record up to 4-2. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for the Titans, the loss here will move them back to 500 at 3-3. And they'll get a home date next week against the Kansas City Chiefs.